Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. I am your host with the most, Malc. Tonight, we're at the glorious race of Singapore track. With me, as always, the legendary Tim. How you doing, mate? You alright?
It has been very eventful the last 10 minutes, so I don't know how to quite answer that. But I am ready for Singapore. I wasn't going to miss Singapore. I don't care if I was already dead in the grave. Not missing Singapore tonight.
Fair dues, mate. I won't say into too much detail, but like I said, we'll try and make it Singapore the bestest ever track, best ever race we've ever witnessed at Invictus Racing Leagues. But like I said, it's going to be absolutely epic stuff here, Tim. You've missed a classic last week at the Bahrain Grand Prix, where Nitro was on. Was it Nitro? After, bear with me a sec. I think it was Nitro. I think Nitro had. No, sorry. That was F3. Wave and Tell, the Flying Scotsman had. Oh, that was it. You missed. It was one of the greatest ever races we've ever witnessed at Invictus Racing League. I said that twice because Jos was massively ahead, and unfortunately he had a 10-second lead, and unfortunately because his wheel got disconnected, he lost the car completely, and because of that, Wave and Tell took the advantage there, and also I think it was the Spud as well who got into second place as well. So the top two drivers who were battling out, it was really unlucky for Jos, who had to leave straight away and stuff. But like I say, I can't wait for it tonight, because I reckon this is going to be a belter tonight, Tim, because I tell you what, Singapore doesn't disappoint at Invictus Racing Leagues. Do you agree?
I agree completely. And right now we are watching Sab 7786 currently on his outlap. He's in the number 15 Haas machine. And Singapore is just, at least for me personally, one of those tracks that you love to hate, because it's so technical, it's so advanced, yet man is it so hard to make a mistake, and it's just infuriating every time you take a lap around this place.
Oh, absolutely stuff here, absolutely. Because like I said, with this track here, we're going to do the qualifying lap now. Sab's going to do coming up to the first corner at the Marina Bay now. Coming up to, which is turn 2, then 3, then coming up to, which is like the trickiest part here, Tim. I mean, looking at it now, Mr. P just laying one of the drivers Sab through. Coming up to the DRS straight now, passing turn 5, then coming up to, which is turn 6 now. Then coming up to, which is the end of the first sector now. He's done a 27.9 Sab. So he'll be the one to watch, to be fair. He was going a little bit wide there. Is he still on track? He's still on track there. He's absolutely still on track there. Still fighting on with that track in the Haas car. Make sure it doesn't hit the wall. Damn, that's just a close call there from Sab there. Passing turn 10, I believe. And then it was, I think that might be turn 11, 12, and then coming up to, which is the bridge part here, which is now turn unlucky, turn 13. Then the it feels like another DRS straight, but it's not. It's the longest straight here as well. Coming up to, which is the second sector now, which is a 107.4. A 107.4 now. Passing turn 14 now. Coming up to, which is turn 15 now. Then coming up to, which is turn 16. Then 17. We had yellow flags just for a brief moment there. Then coming up to, which is turn 18, which is the under the bridge part now, passing turn 19. Then 20 now, and then 21. And then coming up to, which is the final few corners. This is the one I love about. Oh, Sab's teasing us. He's absolutely teasing us. Can Luke Bailey try and finish the lap here? He's on the hard tyres at the minute here, Tim. But I tell you what, he's coming to the final few corners now. This is turns 22 and 23, and the time to beat is a 1:40.7. A 1:40.7 here. Now, have you done much of the track here, Tim, to be fair?
I have, but it was on F1 2018, and I'll tell you this right now, the tunnel turn of sorts, you know, where you take that really hard left-hander and just going, you know, straight under what I assume on an everyday basis is like an overpass or something for cars. Anyway, that is probably the worst part of this track for me. It is so easy to overshoot because there's a runoff zone right there at the beginning of the turn for good reason, obviously. But your brain tricks you into thinking sometimes that it's part of the track, and you just zoop, go right off into that runoff zone. It is, this track is, as I said earlier, definitely not one of my favorites to race on, but man, is it fun to watch. And if I could actually learn how to get a good lap around here, then I might change my song.
Oh, fair dues, mate. I hope you do, because, like I said, this track feels like it's so special. It's one of the longest races, even though there's only like 31 laps. 30 to 31 laps, I believe. But, Simon! Yeah, man! With a 1:38.2 with the soft tyres. That's a cracker of a time. Nigel Gash was in pole position while we was talking away there, Tim. But he did a great job here. Now, I will say this quickly. I've had a quick look at the tyre wear in the situation at Singapore. Now, normally, if it was a 100% race, the softs would last about 19 laps, the mediums last about 35, and then the hards would last 58 laps. Now, if you half that, obviously we do the 50% races. The softs last about 9 to 10 laps. So, Simon will need to consider that, considering he's only done 3 laps of it. So, it's going to be hard for him, because he might have at least 6 or 7 laps on the softs to try and last as much as possible there. The mediums last about 17 to 18 laps, and the hards last about 29 laps. So I will not be surprised if they do hard softs during that point, or possibly a 2-stop race where they could do softs, mediums possibly. But it just depends on how they can capitalise on it. But majority of the drivers which we are seeing on the best, if you're watching it from my stream, it is from the hard tyres. They're doing the best times on here. So at the moment here, Mr. Scorsese, the Drivers' Championship leader, with a 1:39.7 there. So he's doing a cracker of a time there. Ferosh did a 1:40.1. Scope Fielder did 1:40.2. Luke Bailey, which I'm just still watching at the minute, with a 1:40.7. Tom 44 is a 1:40.8. TB's done a 1:41 flat, and Sheepy's done a 1:41.2. 4 drivers have not done their laps. 3 drivers now have not done their lap-ins now. Of Sab, Dre G, and F1 Mr. P now. I'm trying to see who else has just moved up there. I think that might be Sir Spud there with a 1:41.3. Is there anyone out there, Tim, that you see there that could do well here at Singapore based on the times that you're seeing?
Based on the times that I'm seeing, it does look like Nitro Gas is going to have a pretty good car here. He's sitting in 3rd in that Ferrari, and we're currently watching him right now as it looks like he's on another outlap, or on a flying lap. Let me see what tires he has fitted right now. He does, in fact, have the hard tires fitted, and he's ran 2 laps on those tires already. I feel like he's more than likely going to have... See, I don't know. I want to say that I think that he's going to hit sometime soon and go on the medium or even soft compound. Zyman right now, he's up there in 1st. He has ran the soft compound tires to set that lap. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of copycatters here soon. But based on the times, Nitro Gas is really holding his own there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to be fair, because of what happened last week in not only the performance but also the F3, which I'll mention about in a minute, Nitro Gas did a very good job last week in the F3 league, but also in the performance league as well. It's going to be a brilliant momentum now, so hopefully he'll capitalise on it. Looking at it now, I'm just trying to look at who else hasn't done their lap-ins at the moment here. Look like Tom 44. Might watch Tom 44 at the minute. But, like I said, the tyre wear, it's going to be difficult because, to me, personally, I'll try and avoid the 2-stop as much as possible. But based on what you're saying earlier, where majority of the drivers, except for Simon, who's the only one who's on the soft tyres at the point of time here. But tell you what now, I will not be surprised if some of the drivers go for the medium tyres, like medium, soft, possibly, or mediums and then hards, possibly, as the one-stop.
And as you say that, it looks like Nitro Gas has actually selected the medium tires. He has not yet came out onto the pits, but looking at his telemetry data, he has in fact selected the medium tires, so maybe we're going to see him try to set a faster lap soon.
Well, hopefully so. Hopefully so. He might pull off a rabbit out of the hat here, shall we say, Tim? But like I said, this is going to be a belt of stuff. Like I said, we've got 8 minutes 10 left of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. Not only we do the Performance League on the Tuesday nights, we've got the brilliant commentary from the No Assist League of Sab and Gareth, aka Captain Stiff, who do a brilliant job with the no assist on the Monday nights. And also we also do the equal leagues for F1, F2 and F3 for the assist leagues. Tim, who does the F1, also Energy Dan in F2, and also myself for the F3. Make sure you subscribe and like for all the live races for the Invictus Racing League, so don't miss out, guys. But also, not only we do that, but we also do the Gran Turismos and also the podcast, also with Sab and Gareth. So make sure you tune in on the Thursdays for the podcasts. Here we go. What are you watching so far, Tim?
Watching Scope Filter out there in the Toro Rosso in the 3rd position right now. He is on the hard tires. A 139.819 is his current lap time. Nitro Gas still in the pits on those medium tires, so nothing happening there. But it looks like a few drivers in the pits have selected medium tires. And now our first driver is actually entering the track now with medium tires. That is Sheepy83 in the McLaren. He has medium tires. A 141.283 is the lap he set on hard tires. Let's see if he'll be able to improve on that here in about a minute or two.
I reckon, because normally with the tyre wear and the times as well, with the tyre wear, I couldn't pronounce it there, times tyre wear, couldn't pronounce it there, but it's normally like a second or two between the gaps, normally, or not. It depends on certain tracks, the way they'd be like within 5/10 of each other, but it just depends. I reckon Sheepy, if he goes to the mediums, he might get a 140, but based on Simon Yaman's time, but based on Mr. Scorsese time on 139.3 on the hards, I would not be surprised if we hit the 138s in the mediums and 137s on the softs. To be fair, I'm just doing based on Mr. Scorsese's fastest lap of the hard side, but also the championship permutations here. There's a few drivers missing tonight, so this could be the chance for Mr. Scorsese and Schofields could win the Constructors' Championship tonight, Tim. So it could happen, but I believe we'll have to wait and see if we can capitalise on that there. But I'm just watching Dre Gio now. Neo Gio still moved up to 5th place here with a 140.1. Brilliant time there. Just trying to see who else has moved up. We're just watching F1 Mr. P. Who else are you watching, Tim?
Still watching Sheepy83 as he's now starting his flying lap. We're going to see what happens to him. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at TO44S just real quick. He's on the medium tires as well. He is in 8th right now with a 140.881. Of course, those were set on, that time was set on hard tires. He is on his out lap right now, not yet on his flying lap. So I just want to continue to watch Sheepy in that McLaren and see just where he winds up on those medium tires. As the qualifying session winds down now, we're looking over here at the left side of the screen, and we can actually see that a lot of drivers are starting to select the medium tires. Simon in first, still with that 138, but he's the only driver to actually go for the soft tires. F1 Mr. P, of course, in the pits. He has soft tires selected, has not yet set a time, much less set a time on soft tires. So we'll just see what happens here, but I almost feel like Simon's going to be at a disadvantage and have to do a two-stop like you were saying, Malc, all because he qualified on soft tires. That might come back to bite him in the end.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. I think that's what majority of the drivers are thinking. They're thinking, oh, let's just go for the easiest option. Now, I will admit this, in the F1 games, I absolutely hate the hard tyres because they're absolutely slow. I know that they last you so long on the track, but also I'm not very keen on it. But with this track at Singapore, it could be vital for majority of the guys. But as you said, I do feel sorry for Simon here because it could bite off here in the next. Oh my days!
Sheepy, second fastest, 138.544 on the medium tires. What an amazing lap!
Oh, absolutely brilliant there from Sheepy. A 138.5. brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Is anyone else going to try to do their lap-ins here? We've got Tom 444 in 9th place at the minute here, Tim. He's on the medium tyres as well. Can he try and emulate what Sheepy has done? I'm going to look at his first sector time. Depends on what he can do on his time here. He's 6/10 quicker. He's 6/10 quicker. So at the moment here, he's done a 140.2 as it stands. As it stands, a 140.2. Who are you watching still at the minute, Tim?
Watching TL44S, I do not want to miss this show. I want to see if he can, in fact, get faster than Sheepy or if he's just going to miss out. You say he's going to be running a 140.2. That would put him about 7th-ish place.
Just depends.
But I want to see if he can get better.
Yeah, just depends. I'm just saying if he matches exactly on the 2nd and 3rd sectors, but I'm saying at the moment he might go up to 140.2, 1.1. Oh my days, 1.7. So 39, 139.1, a 139.1 as we speak for Tom 44. That was quick maths there from me. Oh, he's cut the. He looked like he's cut the corner because his ERS has dropped down from 5 to 0. So he would have been a 139.1 as it stands, but at the minute he has lost it. So Spud moves up to 3rd. Tim, what's your thoughts so far?
Watching TL44S as he completes this lap, you say that he cut a corner. I want to see just for sure if he in fact did. Going to cross the line now. You know what? I think you're right. He did not improve his time at all, and that is unfortunate because it looked like he had a fast lap going. Going to go ahead and take a look now at Nitro Gash on those medium tires as he has now started his flying lap, riding on board with him in that Ferrari. And man, he is just absolutely working the wheel, and he is ready to set a fast lap here. 7th place right now belongs to Nitro Gash. He set the 140.072 on hard tires. Let's see what he can do with these medium tires. He has DRS, using it to his advantage. Of course, good thing about qualifying is you have DRS whenever you want it, as long as you're in the DRS zone.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely. We've got a couple of drivers who have just moved up as well. Ferocious Star moves up to 2nd with a 138.5. He's the man with a plan here, shall we say. Ferocious Dan, fantastic Dan in 2nd place here. Can Luke Bailey, he was quicker on his time here. He would have done a 140.3, but I just missed out on the 2nd sector time. So this could be a really good time here on the medium tyres on the Red Bull car to give him some wings. Oh, he moves up to 5th for a 139 flat here, Tim. A 139 flat.
And that is just absolutely amazing. A lot of 138s and 139s happening here. Surprised that no one has been able to catch Simon with this last time that we're sitting down. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't imagine medium tires being faster than the softs, but with Ferocious Dan getting a 138.525, that's very close to the 138.2 that Simon has. So it wouldn't be unheard of for a driver on the medium tires to set a faster lap than Simon, but definitely looking like the medium tires are the way to go here.
Oh.
And Simon, he's just stuck.
He's stuck? What's happened?
But,
Is it...
Well, no, I mean, he's stuck with the soft tires.
Oh,
and Mr. Sky Z on the pole.
Oh, my days. Sorry about that, Tim. I was just watching Zimon. He lost the car. He has lost the car, and because of that, he's lost his front wing on the last bit of the qualifying. The qualifying is now finished. The qualifying has now finished. Mr. Scott Z moves up to 1st place, as you said, Tim, by 600ths of a second there. Scope moves up to 2nd. Fantastic stuff there. Is anyone going any quicker? Nigel Gash is going on 4/10 quicker on his first part of the lap here. We've got 9 viewers. Good evening to everyone that's joined this session here. Can Nigel Gash on the medium tyres try and improve his time here? He's 5/10 quicker. So at the minute he's on 39.5. Oh my goodness, it could have been a 38.5. A 1-minute 38.5 as we speak. But is Tom 44 doing his lapping as well? Yes, he is. He's a second quicker on his 2nd sector time here, Tim. Oh my days. I don't know what to say. Who's going to be risking it for a biscuit here to get into the top 5 here tonight? Can Tom 44 try to improve his time here? He does. He moves up to 6th place with a 138.7. Can Nitro Gas do it? Oh, he moves up to fourth. He moves up to fourth there, Tim. Fantastic stuff.
138.315 for Nitro Gash in the Ferrari. Fast enough for the fourth position, and that was absolutely a nail-biter.
Oh, absolutely brilliant stuff there, Tim. Absolutely nail-biting stuff there. Simon, who was in pole position for a majority of the qualifying, has lost out by Mr. Skyseer Schofielder. I tell you what, the two teammates, they're doing a cracker of a time here into the first and second place. Good evening to Meg Lugby. How you doing, mate? You alright? Tommy? I hope you're okay. Well, he says very decent laps by Sky and Scope there. Yes, I do agree, mate. I do absolutely agree. Here we go. Do you want to do this, Tim?
Certainly, Mr. Sky Z, your pole sitter in the Toro Rosso with a 138.162, a 138.207 to Scopefielder, also in a Toro Rosso. The Haas of Zyman in third with a 138.225, a 138.315 for Nitro Gash. Ferocious Dan in the Renault, a 138.525, a 138.544 to Sheepy83. TL44S in 7th with a 138.7. Sir Spud in 8th with a 138.863, a 139.009 to Luke Bailey 14. That is your top 9, as I do not get a chance to read the rest of the grid, but very shortly it won't matter because the race will be underway, and those positions I highly doubt will be the same.
No, absolutely not. With Singapore, I've just been told by the weather crew it's going to be a dry race, which is what everyone wanted. Now, every time when we had a Singapore race, majority of the time it always rains. But it never rains, but it pours, shall we say. But like I said, it's going to be covering stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what, I can't wait for it, Tim. I really cannot wait for it. Meg Luppy's just commented saying, quali, fairly close there. A few turns covering most of the grid. Absolutely spot on. But I tell you what, with the Performance League, it's the, like I said, if the drivers who are on the day can be producing it really good here, it could all matter. Yeah, I couldn't say that. The majority of it here, Tim, is you can't win by first corner, by the old saying. You can't win by first corner, but you could lose out by the first corner. So the guys are going to be careful here. Don't you agree, Tim?
I agree completely, Malc, and especially with a tight little track such as Singapore. You know, we saw it last week in the real Formula One. You know, there was no shortage of, contact here and there. So definitely going to be looking for that tonight as well. Absolutely
stuff. But if you was racing tonight, Tim, what would you have gone for in tyre wear? As I said earlier, with the tyre wear strategy.
Honestly, if I was racing tonight, considering my woes at Singapore, I wouldn't expect myself to have a lot of raw pace. But what I would expect to have is pit strategy. And that's what I would do. I would instead qualify on the hard tires, try to stay out as long as possible, one stop it, fit the medium tires on as late in the race as absolutely possible, and then try to go out and get a position, if not a win, with that.
Absolutely stuff. For me, personally, I would have gone for... I would definitely would have gone for like mediums hards, at least, not softs. Softs is going to get shot afterwards, to be fair, because I would not be in Simon's position at the minute. But if you're in the medium tyre or in the hard tyres, you'll be absolutely worth it, shall we say, at Singapore track. Now, we've got 31 laps. Now, with the tyre wear for these guys, normally it takes about 3 laps from the qualifying stuff. So, at the moment here, Simon will only probably go up to lap 6 at most, or probably lap 7 at most. With the medium tyres, they could go up to 14 to 15 laps of the medium tyres, as long as they don't have any wing damage or silly bang moments here. But hopefully that will be all good at the Singapore track. Now, if you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races. not only we do the F1s on the Performance Leagues, but we also do the No Assist League on the Monday nights with the great commentary from Captain Stiff, aka Gareth, and Sab, who's in 12th at the minute in the Performance League. They do the brilliant commentary on the Monday nights. Also, like I said, me and Tim on the Tuesday nights for the Performance Leagues. Wednesday nights, equal assist leagues for the F1, F2 and F3. Of Tim, who does the F1, Energy Dan in F2, and myself, Malc, in the F3. And also, not only that, but we also do the Gran Turismo leagues on the Thursdays as well. And not forget to mention the brilliant podcast from Sab and from Captain Stiff as well. So make sure you tune in, guys, because they are absolutely legendary on that one. So make sure you don't miss out, guys. But also, we're just absolutely excited here for the Performance League stuff here tonight, and I can't wait for it, because this could seal the constructors for Mr. Scorsese and Scopefielder tonight at Singapore. But also, this could be an opportunity here to try and get some decent points here for everyone here tonight. But I'll tell you what, Tim, I'll let you start at the race itself, mate.
All right, well, I'm ready to get this thing underway. I say let's just forego the formation lap and just floor it right now. But, of course, we can't do that.
Yeah, I like what you're thinking there, Tim. Absolutely legendary there. So, yeah, I'll let you carry on, mate.
Let's bring rolling starts to Formula One. That would be absolutely amazing to see. But fantasies aside, it is time for the Invictus Racing League's Performance League Singapore Grand Prix. 5 red lights in the air, and now no red lights. It is green flag, and here we go off into turn 1 for the Singapore Grand Prix. Right now we have Mr. Sky Z out to a very early lead with Scopefielder falling close behind. Zyman in 3rd, but he is under a lot of pressure from Nitro Gas in the 4th position in that Ferrari, who is under an equal amount of pressure of the Renault in Ferocious Stand. CB83 meanwhile back in the 6th position. Mr. Sky Z out to an early lead, half a second ahead of his teammate of Scopefielder. Riding on board with Scopefielder, just to give you a good look at the gap. Zyman riding really close behind these two Toro Rossos. He is in the Haas. Can he maybe do anything? Can he pass these guys here? We're going to have to see, as he's going to try to make a move on Scopefielder on the outside, but he's not going to be able to make it stick. Remember, Zyman has those soft tires, so for the first few laps, he might show more pace. But look for those things to wear out very, very quickly.
Absolute stuff. As you just seen, there's been a few contacts at the back of the grid there. I'm not sure exactly what actually happened with some of the drivers there, but it looked like Tom 44 drops down as well. Yeah, Megs, just on my stream, there was a bit of lag going on that bit there, but I'm not saying that's bad there or anything like that, but I'm hoping the races are still going on as quickly as possible here. So TP's dropped down to 13th place, so something must happen there on yellow sectors there. Yeah, and also so Spud has dropped down as well, so he must have been contacted at the first corner as well. So hopefully we'll try and get that compromised there as well. But also on lap 131, it's going to be a mad start here, Tim. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be a belter. Mr. Ghost has done the fast lap of the race here, a 144.9 to start off with, a 144.9. But Zimon will be on the tail of Scopefielder here. But bear in mind, as you said earlier, Tim, he's going to have to try and get past as quickly as possible if he wants to try and last those soft tyres to the end there. But TP's got a 5-second penalty, Tim, for speeding the pit lane there. Not a good start there. And Mrs. P has gone into the pits as well. So that could be what's happened from turn 1, I believe. Frostad drops down to 6th now. So Frostad drops down to 6th now. Sheepy moves up to 5th place now. So he's done a brilliant job here, whatever happens here tonight. Nitrogash holding on for 4th. Dre Gio drops down to 8th now. Dre Gio drops down to 8th. Tim, let you carry on.
Watching Dre Gio right now, and he is under an enormous amount of pressure from Luke Bailey in that Red Bull. The 8th place might become 9th here very soon. Dre Gio trying to chase back to TL44S in that Alfa Romeo, but I don't think he has the speed. TL44S seems a little bit faster, but there was a lockup. Not sure if it was from the Alfa Romeo or the Mercedes. Meanwhile, Luke Bailey still chasing down Dre Gio, trying to use that slipstream to get by him. He just cannot get close enough. They are just really running sort of nose to tail here, about 0.3 of a second behind each other, give or take. Maybe up to half a second now is Dre Gio in front of Luke Bailey. But Luke Bailey keeping him in his sights nonetheless. Now we're heading to my favorite, sarcasm, corner, the one that goes right under the overpass, actually under the stands. And Luke Bailey got just a little bit loose on exit there, but none the worse for wear, does not hit anything. Still chasing down Dre Gio. He's even closer now, and they are coming around to what will very soon be the front stretch, and now here they are, and he goes right by Dre Gio. Luke Bailey goes by Dre Gio. Not sure what happened there. Dre Gio went wide, and he just completely slowed down. What an enormous and good evasive maneuver from Luke Bailey.
Yeah, that was quick reactions there from Luke Bailey, but I tell you what, looking at that, Dre Gio had a 3-second time penalty. But like I said, I'm not sure exactly what happened with Dre Gio when he went wide there. But fair play to Luke Bailey, who avoided all that contact there at at that last corner there. So hopefully he'll try and bounce back as quickly as possible here, Dre Gio. But bear in mind though, he has got a 3-second time penalty. He is on the hard tyres, by the way, so he might have a better advantage near the end of the race here, probably just after the halfway marker. We're on lap 3 of 31 of Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. I tell you what, it's a great start here, but Simon, it's tried to get closer to Scopefield, but he's slowing down quite a bit there. Hopefully Dre Gio will, Nigel Gash, try and close in on Simon now for 3rd place now, so there's a massive opportunity here for Nigel Gash, Tim.
Still watching this battle between Luke Bailey and Dre Gio, or really the battle that was, since Luke Bailey was able to get by him. He is now chasing down TL44S, but now I do want to go back to take a look at what you were looking at, riding on board with Zyman 118 now, and Scopefilter is just absolutely pulling away from him, but Mr. Sky Z pulling away from Scopefilter as well. They're going down the front stretch now to complete the 4th lap, or start the 4th lap rather, complete the 3rd lap, so DRS should be active this time around. Nitro Gash, meanwhile, right behind Zyman, and he is closing in. He is within DRS range. He is only 0.7 seconds behind that Haas machine. That Ferrari of Nitro Gash really wanting a podium here. I don't think he's going to be happy for anything less.
No, absolutely not.
And Zyman gets way loose. Zyman gets way loose, almost into the wall. That is going to allow Nitro Gash to get by the Haas machine. The Ferrari now in the 3rd position.
Oh, what a move! What a move there from Nitro Gash. He capitalise on that mistake there from Simon. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We got 2 battles going on here, Tim. We got Tom 44, Luke Bailey, also Sir Spud and Dre Gio, Neo Gio in 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th respectively, Tim.
I'm watching Zyman 118 meanwhile, and he is just all over the place. He is always slipping and sliding out of corners. I think he's getting on the throttle too hard, and therefore it is just absolutely getting loose on him. But you know, Haas is the team that I signed with in my career mode. Driving those cars, they do not have a lot of downforce. So Zyman 118, I absolutely have no surprises there that he is struggling as much as he is for grip.
Absolutely. But Scope's dropped down. No? Is Scope dropped down? Oh, no. Oh, my screen looked like he was dropped down there from 1st to 2nd there, and he went back up. So Spud's left the session. So Spud has left the session. Tom 44 has DNF'd. Ferocious has left the session. Dre Gio's retired.
My heart breaks for TL44S. So Dre Gio's retired. TL44S is retired. What's going on? Do you have any word on that now?
I have no idea what's going on. I'm hoping we'll get some more confirmation, but as far as we can see, we're still racing here, guys. We are still racing at this moment in time here. So at the moment here, Sab is moved up to 8th place now. Luke Bailey drops down to 9th because he's in the pits already. Sheepy could have a chance against Simon for 4th place here. Brilliant drive here from Sheepy in the McLaren. Brilliant stuff here. Oh my days, I really hope there's going to be a few actions going on here, left, right and centre. But hopefully, oh no, Simon!
And Simon spins it into the wall. Simon spins into the wall, head on. Major wing damage, likely going to be DNF. And for a minute, I thought Ferocious Dan was going to T-bone him, but apparently the game ghosted his car, and that's a good thing for sure. But what a major development for Simon, who maybe had a podium finish going on here, but not anymore.
No, absolutely not. I did say he's already on 4 laps of the softs. And I did say roughly up to like 10, like up to 9, 10 laps of the softs. That's the optimum that you could go. But I'll just hopefully we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen next here. We're on lap 5 of 31 of the Invictus Racing League Performance League. Hopefully we'll try and get back here with so many actions going on left, right and centre. Sab could have a chance of closing on Spud now for 6th place. But like I said, some of the drivers have been, hopefully we'll find out sooner. Meg Luckby says Zimon unlucky there, but points still on offer. Yeah, points mean prices, shall we say. So but hopefully Zimon will try and bounce back here as quickly as possible here. But I tell you what, Sab has moved up to 6th place now. So Sab's moving to 6th place. At the moment here, Mr. Schofield doing a brilliant job here to hold on for 1st and 2nd here on the Invictus Racing League Performance League at the glorious race of Singapore, team.
Absolutely, and now TL44S has officially left the session. Of course, he had already DNF'd after hitting the wall, so very unfortunate for him. Right now, we're watching Nitro Gash in the 3rd position. He virtually has no one in front of him that he can catch. Scopefielder is in the 2nd position, but he is nowhere near him. Scopefielder, meanwhile, trying to close the gap on his teammate, Mr. Sky Z, also in a Toro Rosso, but still cannot do it. And now Mr. P has left the session. What's happened there, Malc?
What was that? Sorry.
Mr. P has left the session now.
Yeah, I think there's been quite a few problems there with the cars and stuff. I think we're still going as far as we can see. Unfortunately, like I said, Ferocious Dan, so Spud, Mr. P, I don't know if TP as well, TB. I know Tom 44S and Dre Gio have all been either DNF'd or got kicked as well. But as far as we can see here, we're still trying to see what's going to happen next on lap 6.
And Mr. Sky Z in the lead coming out of the final corner. He gets loose. He almost hits the wall. He might have. I'm not sure, but he doesn't look like he has any wing damage. Nonetheless, it allows Scopefielder to get within half a second of him. Mr. Sky Z already had a huge lead in just 7 laps. It is now all gone.
Yeah, he was doing a brilliant job there, Tim. But now, like I said, we've got 2 Toro Rossos and a Ferrari down the straights here now. This is going to be a belter on there. Hopefully they'll try and get back in as quickly as possible here. But Schofield doing a brilliant job here to try and put his pressure on his teammate. But I know do you feel like there'll be team orders here from the Mr. Scorsese and Schofield, Tim? Or do you think they'll just race, just go for it?
You know, that is a question that I have not put a lot of thought into, and personally, I hope there are no team orders. I'd rather just see racing. Absolutely.
I mean, it just depends. It depends on this situation as well. Simon has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings on that one, so hopefully he'll try and bounce back as quickly as possible. He's in 10th at the minute, but he will need to try and catch up to the others as quickly as possible. Hopefully we'll try and let them know as soon as possible here. But Scope closing on Mr. Scorsese now for 1st. But hopefully we'll try and get that back. But as far as we know, I think we're still carrying on here. So Schofield, as you can see the battle here with the top 3, and you can see in the background there Sheepy's trying to close in on the top 3 as much as possible. TB's got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Tell you what, Tim, this is a belt of a race at lap 8 of 31.
It is, and watching Scope Filter here, he is 0.6, now 0.7 seconds behind Mr. Sky Z. Mr. Sky Z definitely has a faster car than Scope Filter does. He is just absolutely pulling away after almost losing that lead. He's not pulling away tremendously, but every little bit, he just increases that gap. Scope Filter can do nothing but watch him pull away. Scope Filter probably trying desperately to get close to him, but Scope Filter very good position, second place. That's definitely nothing to be ashamed of. Meanwhile, Nitro Gash is trying to get closer to Scope. He is now within a second of him. DRS zone, and he might be able to get right up to his back bumper. Any other track, he might be close enough to make a pass, but this is Singapore. We have short straightaways, tiny little corners, and a high probability of wrecking.
Absolutely, absolute stuff here, Tim. This is why I love Singapore, because you just never know what to expect back on here. But I tell you what, do you reckon Nitro Gas will win the race, or do you reckon he'll be definitely holding on for podium here tonight, from your point of view, Tim?
If Nitro Gas keeps this pace, we're going to see him in victory lane. He has absolutely stellar pace right now. I just don't know how it compares to Mr. Sky Z, because he's catching Scope, sort of, but he's not really putting a huge dent into it. He's just kind of eating away at that gap ever so slightly. Of course, DRS zone's really benefiting him, but if he can get by Scope and challenge Mr. Sky Z, put some pressure on him, then maybe. But on raw pace alone, I'm just not sure if there's enough laps.
Zyman has got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting there, Tim. But like I said, if Nitro Gas can just put on the pressure against Scope and try and close in on Mr. Sky Z as well, we could see a brilliant battle here in the making here. We might have a Toro Rosso sandwich here for Nitro Gas, who moves up to second place sooner rather than later, Tim.
Yeah, and that very well could be. Now, also another thing that we haven't considered is, pit strategy. Now, obviously, these guys, they are all on the same tires, more or less. All on the medium tires, all have 8 laps on those tires. But what if Mr. Sky Z and Scope Filter pit, and then Nitro Gas tries to stay out for another lap or 2 or 3 or however long he thinks his tires can last him, trying to get some more track position, trying to get slightly newer tires? What if maybe that's the way that he gets into first?
It's going to be very difficult here, because it depends if they try and go for the overcut. It just depends on what Mr. Sky Z, Scope Field are going to do, because obviously them two are on the Toro Rossos, obviously, so one of the drivers will have to decide who to go in first. And at that moment in time, I know it's not the moment of truth for the medium tyres, because they should last about, so you got to imagine having another 3 laps on top of what they're currently on now. So the maximum that you should have is 17 to 18 laps on the medium tyres, maximum. I can't, well, Sheepy's gone in early already, so that's a little bit risking it for a biscuit there for Sheepy, but he'll try and hold on with those hard tyres. Well, yeah, to be fair, he might go for it there, but Nitro Gas moves on to second place, Tim. He moves on to second place, so he has the Toro Rosso sandwich here. Brilliant move there from Nitro Gas. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, Tim.
On board with Nitro Gas now, he is 1.1 seconds behind the Toro Rosso of Mr. Sky Z, who you see right up in front of you. And he is going to try to eat away at that lead now. 0.9 seconds now. He's hanging around that 1 second mark. If he can get the DRS in the next DRS zone, he might be able to eat away into it even more. Mr. Sky Z probably feeling the pressure now, as I'm sure he knows that Nitro Gas is in second and hunting him down quickly.
Oh yeah, absolutely stuff here. But like I said, it's going to be a belter of a race here. Schofield is dropping a little bit back here now, so this could be a chance for Nitro Gas to try and pull into first place here. If you can try and see what happens here next. We're on lap 10 and 31 of the Invictus Racing League Performance League. Brilliant stuff here, absolutely belters of a race here. Luke Bailey moves up to 7th, Frosstein drops down to 8th now. If you're just joining, ladies and gentlemen, Zimon, Tom 44, Dre G are the only ones who are DNF'd, confirmed DNF'd on there. Mr. P, Frosstein, Spud are not carrying on with the race. They're not carrying on the race, they've been off the race, shall we say, on that one. But Hopefully they'll try and bounce back here, Tim. But Schofield is closing on Nitrogash now for 5/10 now. What do you think, Tim?
Well, I think that the lead has actually increased a bit. 1.5 seconds now is the gap between Mr. SkyZ and Nitrogash. I think that Nitrogash was saving his tires a little bit, and then he decided to kick it into high gear and get by Schofielder. But at the same time, Mr. SkyZ was also trying to conserve, and I think that he has now stepped it up a bit, trying to get away from Nitrogash and saying, hey, this isn't all the pace that I've got. You need to do better than that if you want to get by me.
Absolutely, Stuff, absolutely. But like I said, I don't know what to do here. I really don't know what to decide here, because if Mr. SkyZ pits now, this will give an opportunity for Scope to try and challenge Nitrogash at this moment in time. Now, it's not the pit stop now, because like I said earlier, it's going to be a bit difficult now. If they pit early now, they can last the hard tyres all the way to the end, which is, I'm guessing, what Sheepy was trying to do earlier on as well. But yeah, just seeing what Nitrogash can do. Can he try and capitalise what he's just trying to save? He's trying to save his ERS as much as possible here. Scope is on ERS mode of 2, same as Schofield on ERS mode of 2 on that one. But yeah, fantastic stuff here, Tim.
We're closing in on 20 laps to go now, and it looks like Nitrogash is making the pit stop, as is Mr. SkyZ. They're both going in on the same lap, so that leaves Schofielder with the lead for the moment, though. Look for him to pit in the next lap or two, surely. But nonetheless, Schofielder looked like he's going to have at least slightly fresher tires than these two guys that were in front of him.
Absolutely, Stuff, sorry.
Gash is away. Waiting to see where Mr. SkyZ comes out in this mess. He is now out and under his own power. Nitrogash going to be exiting the pits very soon. And now there goes Nitrogash. Mr. SkyZ rejoining in second, but Nitrogash having to rejoin back in the 5th position. That is a huge, huge gap.
That is a massive, massive gap there. But like I said, it could all go. It could all change by a skin of our teeth here, but Sheepy could be closing in on Sab here for 3rd place here on the DRS straight here. Oh, Sheepy makes the move! Oh, what a move! What a move there from Sheepy. He moves up to 3rd place now. Fantastic stuff there. That's a great opportunity here for Sheepy to get into the podium stuff here tonight. Fantastic stuff. Carry on, Tim.
Just riding on board with Nitrogash, watching that battle between Sheepy and Sab right in front of him. And Sheepy, of course, as you said, in the 3rd position now. Nitrogash trying to hunt down Sab for that 4th position, and he is getting somewhat closer. Of course, Sab has 11 laps on those hard tires, when Nitrogash literally just came out of the pit this lap. He is now almost on his back bumper. He's going on his inside. There's going to be no challenge from Sab. Sab knows that Nitrogash is on fresher tires. No use to hold him up. Nitrogash moves into 4th. Meanwhile, looking at Sheepy right now, as he is in the 3rd position. He is 24 seconds. No, excuse me. He is 6 seconds behind Mr. SkyZ, who is 22 seconds behind Schofielder, who is just now exiting the pits. Mr. SkyZ now out back in the 1st position with Schofielder in 2nd for now. But Sheepy 83 is closing that gap and closing it very, very quickly. Will he come out ahead of Schofielder? No, he will not. Schofielder in the 2nd position. Mr. SkyZ in 1st. Sheepy in 3rd. Nitrogash in 4th. Nitrogash now trying to hunt down Sheepy 83. Sheepy 83 in that McLaren is only 0.8 seconds ahead of Nitrogash now. Nitrogash is within DRS zone, and I just think that Nitrogash has more raw pace. Nitrogash is fast. He is running his pedal. His foot is on the pedal, and he's saying, Sheepy, I am coming, and you better move over for me. That Ferrari is going to make a move on that McLaren this lap. I guarantee it. Riding on board with Nitro Gas right now and Sheepy 83. Nitro Gas and Sheepy, they are duking it out. They are battling out really hard. Nitro Gas now just 0.4 seconds behind Sheepy 83. The Ferrari going to make a move on the McLaren very, very soon.
Keep going there, Tim. You're doing a grand job there on the commentary stuff here. I'm just watching from your point of view of Nitro Gas and Sheepy on that one for 3rd and 4th place. This is a belter stuff now because Nitro Gas has got 2 laps fresher tyres on Sheepy now. But like I said, this is a belter of a race. This has been a brilliant race. Don't you agree, Tim?
Oh, absolutely, and this is a fantastic battle that we're watching right now between these 2 drivers. Mr. Sky Z and Schofield are way out in front. I mean, hell, they're in a league of their own. But Sheepy 83 and Nitro Gas, they are absolutely duking it out for the final podium position. And hell, if we get a safety car, then it's another race entirely. I don't see a safety car happening, but it's the fact that, you know, if it did happen, there could very well be an even more of a nail-biter race. If Nitro Gas can get by Sheepy, he might be able to challenge Schofielder for second by the time this race ends, but I'm not sure. And now Nitro Gas going on the inside of Sheepy, and he forces him just a little bit wide. Nitro Gas now moving into the 3rd position. I'm sure Sheepy isn't too happy about that, though. Sheepy trying to go back on the offensive to chase him down, but Nitro Gas is just pulling away from Sheepy. Sheepy just not able to have the raw speed that Nitro Gas does right now.
Madness stuff here from Nitro Gas. She's got a charge now to try and close in on the 2 Toro Rossos now, who, like I said, Schofield, who pitted a lap ago on that one. But, well, lap 14:31 of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. We're not even hitting the halfway mark here, and we're still seeing a classic race here tonight. But like I said, Meg Lumpy says, grey undercut from Sheepy will be interesting to see if Nitro can get past quick. Nice move there from Nitro. That is a belter of a move there from Nitro Gas there. But can we see any more shocks along the way here? Mr. Sky C, the Drivers' Championship leader, holding on for 1st. Schofielder in 2nd place. Nitro Gas in 3rd. Sheepy in 4th. Sab in 5th. Luke Bailey's in 6th. Spud is out of the race, but if he came back, his car is in 7th. TB, I believe he's out of the race as well. He's in 8th. Same for Rushdown and Mr. P as well. So at the moment here, the top 6 battling out here as much as possible here. And I'll tell you what, you're at the edge of your seat here. You don't know what's going to happen next. We're only hitting the halfway marker here, Tim.
Yeah, and, you know, this is just an absolutely stellar race. But one question that I have is if Sheepy were able to break through for a podium, do you think that we could hear some smooth operator coming from the cockpit?
Oh, smooth operator. Ooh, yeah, might be from Sheepy.
Never change, Carlos Sainz, never change.
I tell you what, I'll pay him a lot of money if Sheepy can do that on the podium stuff. If he does get in the podium, and he does sing it as well. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. But at the moment here, Luke Bailey's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He didn't want that. He did not want that at all. So at the moment here, I believe, like I said, Mr. Scorsese, before tonight's race, Mr. Scorsese and Schofield could win the Constructors' Championship here tonight. If everything goes to plan here, which could happen here tonight, the way that some of the drivers are not in tonight, and also with the issues with some of the guys who have DNFs as well. I'll tell you what, guys, if you're in the comments box, who do you think is going to happen? Do you think Mr. Scorsese will hold on to 1st? Do you think Nigel Cash will get into 2nd place? Or do you think he could win the race? Or do you think Sheepy will get a podium? Or could Sab or Luke Bailey out of nowhere try and get into the podium stuff? Let's hear your thoughts, guys. What do you think is going to happen next? But Tim, tell us your thoughts so far of this extraordinary race tonight.
Well, it's definitely been a cleaner race than I expected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, just because it's a clean race doesn't mean it isn't a good race, and I'm very surprised, actually, at the lead that Mr. Sky Z and Schofielder have been able to break out to, especially Mr. Sky Z, who is absolutely in a league of his own right now. Schofielder now about to be under pressure from Nitro Gas. Nitro Gas may very well be able to get by him. Nitro Gas, honestly, very early pick, but I'm going to have to go. My driver of the day is either going to be Nitro Gas or Sheepy83. It's going to have to be between those two. Between Nitro Gas, raw pace, and Sheepy83's pure determination to get back up and rebound for the best finish possible.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see what happens next here. But like I said, Nitrogash, Sheepy, they're doing a brilliant race, whatever happens here tonight. But I'm just going to have a quick look at the position changes. Yeah, Sab is the biggest mover. Leaderboard, at the time he said, from the leader. So 5.3 seconds from between Scope and Mr. Scorsese. 7.4 seconds between Nitrogash and Mr. Scorsese. So that'll be the one to watch if you can try and see what happens there. Good evening to Spud there, who's in the comments box. Okay, we'll have to get that confirmed either sooner rather than later, but hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later. But at the moment here, lap 17 of 31 of the Invictus Racing League Performance League. Mr. Sky C holding on for first place, Scopefielder in second place, Nitrogash is in third, Sheepy is in fourth, Sab is in fifth, Luke Bailey is in sixth. TB, Spud, Frustan and Mr. P are the only ones who are out of the race. You know what I mean? They're out of the race still. But at the moment, so 6 drivers still remaining in this frantic Performance League stuff here, Tim. At the moment here, do you reckon a safety car would spice things up now?
I'm kind of praying for a safety car, honestly. That would be magnificent. It would definitely spice things up, give these drivers a nice little shootout to the end, bunch the field back up, and oh man, like if miracles can happen.
I believe in miracles. To get along. Do 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 do. I'm not going to carry on the singing on that one, I promise you that. But I'll tell you what, that is an absolute ledge. If you do that, if you carry on the song, it would be an absolute ledge there, Tim. But 2 seconds off now. Nitrogash is 2 seconds off the gap between himself and Scopefielder now. Plenty of laps remaining. Plenty of laps remaining. I believe 14 laps remaining. 14 to 15 laps remaining of this Invictus Racing League Performance League. Oh, this is a belter. I can't believe what's happened here. If you just join us, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a brilliant start of the race. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen next. Can Nitrogash? Well, Sheepy's done a brilliant job. I do agree with you on the driving of the day situations there, Tim. With Nitrogash and Sheepy holding on for third and fourth, respectively. But also Sab, who moves 7 places as well, from 12th to 5th as well. So you can't take him out of the equation there, Tim.
Oh no, definitely not. I'm actually looking at what you're looking at with the position changes. And as you said, yes, 7 positions by Sab. So really it's those 3 drivers running 3rd through 5th that are my vote for driver of the day. And we're just going to see what happens toward the end until I make my decision. Meanwhile, we're watching Sab right now. Of course, he's not involved in any battles. He's just out there running around on his own in the 5th position. Sheepy, meanwhile, in the same boat. Nitrogash has now dropped back away from Scopefielder just a little bit. It is now 1.5 seconds is the gap.
Oh,
when it was down to at least 1.2 quite a few laps ago. What's going on now?
TB has retired from the session. Now, I know I said earlier that I thought TB's car was out of the race because he did get DNF'd earlier on, but now he's properly DNF'd on the car itself. So I do apologise if I got that totally wrong there. But like I said, Nitrogash, 1.7 seconds now. Yellow flag set to 3 because of TB's DNF car. Hopefully, we'll find out sooner or later to see if Nitrogash can try and close in on Scope. But I tell you what, Tim, I'm praying as well for a safety car because this will bring so much action going on for the last 13 laps of this manic race here at the Performance League for the Invictus Racing League. Fantastic stuff here.
Absolutely fantastic. And lap 19 of 31, as they are now rounding down the final corner, going down the straightaway. Scopefielder still in the 2nd position as he crosses the line. Nitrogash right now just trying desperately to catch Scopefielder, but just not able to make it work. I'm riding on board with him now and watching how he's working the wheel. The car almost looks like it's suffering from a bit of understeer through these corners.
Yeah, it looks like it, to be fair, but hopefully he'll capitalise on it as quickly as possible here. But I'm going to go through some of the drivers here tonight because to give some TV time here as well. But like I said, Mr. Scorsese in first place. We've doing a grand old job here to hold on to first place here. in first place, and then his teammate Schofield in second place. A little bit of a gap here between that here and there and everywhere there, but also Nigel Gash in third place, 1.6 now. He's closing the gap now, team. He's closing the gap, so that'll be a brilliant job here. Sheepy, after that brilliant undercut move there, unfortunately lost out to Nigel Gash quite a few laps ago there, but he's still doing a brilliant, stellar job of holding on to fourth place here. So I wouldn't be surprised if he can hold on into the remainder of the race here to finish off here. But Sab in fifth place. But yeah, it's just brilliant stuff here. Can Sab try and do everything he can into fifth place? He's done 18 laps, but also, Tim, with the tyre wear situation, he can go up to 29 laps on the hards, but with the tyre wear, do you reckon he'll pit? What lap do you reckon he'll pit for Sab? Sorry.
For Sab, when do I think he'll pit?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is absolutely an amazing question. I'm gonna have to say that I think he's gonna try to put soft tires on at the end. I think he's gonna try to make it last for another at least 6 laps.
Yeah. Well, our predictions have just got shot off now because Sab is in the pits now. Sab is in the pits. So that's manic stuff there. Absolutely manic stuff here. Nigel Gash has dropped down to a second now. He's dropped down to a second now. Schofield. We're on lap 20:31. 11 laps remaining, Tim. Can Nigel Gash get back into second place within this time?
Well, while we disregard what I said about the soft tires and Sab, we're going to watch Nitro Gash. And to answer your question, Malcolm, I really don't know. Because Nitro Gash right now, he looks like he's got some pace, and Schofielder looks like he's losing it, but Schofielder could just be trying to save his tires. Just because Nitro Gash is catching him doesn't mean he can actually pass him. Because where Nitro Gash is going to be driving hard to try to pass him, Schofielder will just be able to save his tires if that is in fact what he's doing. So Nitro Gash might be using up his stuff.
He might be, but I'm looking at the ERS mode between Schofielder and Nitro Gash. Nitro Gash is trying to build his ERS as much as possible. He's got about 50% of there, but also Schofielder's got roughly 85% of it. He's on ERS mode too, so he'll pull away from Nitro Gash now. But bear in mind though, I still don't get with the ERS mode a few times because it just gets how shall I put it? It just distracts you while you try and change it during the race and try and go back from 0 to 5 and then back to 0. You know what I mean? Doesn't that feel distraction to you there, Tim, when you try and change the ERS mode quite a few times?
Oh, it is very distracting, so much so that I just have it set on hotkeys, and I don't even look at that part of the screen when I'm doing it. I just have to trust that I'm making the right adjustment.
Oh, absolutely stuff there. But it's just experience, isn't it? And you try and do everything you can on that one. But here we go. This is the boxing match what you see in there. But this is the F1, a duel between Schofield and Nigel Gash for second and third here. Fantastic stuff here. Coming up to, which is turn 12 here now, I believe. And now we're coming to, which is the unlucky corner, which is turn 13 now. Can Nigel Gash, watching it from his point of view now. A live and exclusive on the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. Can you try and risk it for a biscuit to try and get back into second place here? But I tell you what, 4.7 seconds the gap between Nigel Gash and Mr. Sky C. If he wants to try and win this race here, Nigel Gash, he needs to get past Scope as quickly as possible here. And that, I reckon in the next few laps here, Tim, he might have to try and go go for it here. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. And man, Nitro Gash just keeps getting ever so closer. He's not close enough to try to make a move just yet, but going down the front straightaway now, he might just be able to use DRS to his advantage.
Yeah, he might
in DRS zones.
Yeah, he might have the advantage here, Tim. He might have the advantage, but can he try and catch up to Scope now? 4.5 the gap now between Nigel Gash and Mr. Sky C. Can we see any more action going on? DRS straight now. DRS straight. Can he try and make the move here? He's on fast DRS mode, Scope. Nigel Gash is already on 3 mode here. And he's trying to be closer and closer. It's like a Jaws moment here. Can he try? It's like da-da, 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 da-da. And he tries to do everything possible here, Nigel Gash. Scope's doing a brilliant job to hold on to second place. I don't think he's got any penalties, Scope, nor Nigel Gash, nor Mr. Scorsese. I don't think they've got any penalties going on, but it's getting closer now. Tim, I'll let you carry on, Tim.
Nitro Gas getting very close to the back bumper of Scope Builder in that Toro Rosso. The Ferrari of Nitro Gas is not going to be happy for anything less than a win. However, he will have to settle for at least second or third. I doubt he'll be able to catch Mr. Sky Z. But one thing he knows for certain is he can catch Scope Builder, who is right in front of him in that Toro Rosso. He is right up on the back bumper, practically on the gearbox of the Toro Rosso. Nitro Gas giving it absolutely everything he's got and then some to get by Scope Builder. Scope Builder, meanwhile, he is just trying to be on the defensive mode. Scope Builder sliding just a little bit through that corner, but he gets away just fine. Both of them on the curbs, using up as much curb as they possibly can. Scope Builder getting a little bit of a better exit through there that time. They are now about to go down the front straightaway to complete lap 21. It's going to be lap 22 for these two drivers now as they are now down the front straightaway. Scope Builder got a little bit of a run out of that corner. He put a little bit of gap on Nitro Gas. Nitro Gas now trying to go really, really close to him. What's going on now?
No, still watching the Scope. Nitro Gas.
Nitro Gas trying so hard to get the Scope Builder, and he just lost it a little bit. That allowed Scope Builder to get away from him.
Oh, here we go. Can Nitro Gas trying to make the move here? Four tenths now. 4 tenths. Can he try to make the move? No, not enough. Not enough there for Nitro Gas. Well, what will he have to do? It looks like he's got the straight line speed, but Scope looks like he's got more of the cornering speeds. Don't you agree, Tim?
Oh, definitely. Scope Builder's getting a lot better exit out of these corners, but Nitro Gas, I think he has more pace overall. But the exit of the corners is so very crucial. And Scope Builder and Nitro Gas both just using up every bit of curb. I thought for a minute Nitro Gas cut a corner, but he did not. He's getting so close to Scope Builder, but just not close enough to make a move, and this must be so very frustrating for Nitro Gas.
It's absolutely frustrating, but at the end of the day, though, a podium, this is still a brilliant opportunity here for Nitro Gas to get his podium as well. I believe, if I remember it right, I believe Nitro Gas, this will be his first podium of the season of the Performance League. So this could be a belter of an opportunity here for Nitro Gas to get his first podium of the season. But Scope, Mr. Scorsese, if my calculations are correct, this could be the opportunity here for Mr. Scorsese and for Scope to win the Constructors' Championship. But we'll get that confirmed later on after the race here. But Nitro Gas 2 tenths now, 2 tenths. He's having a look here. Oh, he's got a little bit wide. That might lose a bit of his momentum there through the last few corners there. But I tell you what, Tim, this is going to be a belter. Scope Builder will probably just hold on for second place here, based on the positions that he's had here. What a drive there from Scope and Nitro Gas. This is the only battle we've got left so far in this race. But brilliant stuff here from Nitro Gas and Scope Builder here, Tim.
Absolutely brilliant stuff, and Nitro Gas still getting very close to Scope Builder, just cannot do anything with it. Scope Builder, as you said now, just better through these corners than Nitro Gas is.
Yeah, just have to wait to see what happens here at the moment here. Can he try and make the move here? He needs to do something in Nitro Gas. He's got the move. He's getting there. He's getting there. He's just thinking he doesn't know what to do with that one. He was just like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know. But we're trying everything he can. Can Nitro Gas? He loses out on the straights. He loses out bits on the start of the straights. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here at this moment in time. We've got 7 laps remaining, Tim. 7 laps remaining of this fantastic race here at the Singapore Grand Prix here. Oh, a little bit, looked like there was a little bit of contact there, but it didn't. Scope Builder looks like he's struggling with those tyres. Well, he's trying to hold on there, but his back end looks like he was going left, right and centre there. But coming up to the next few corners here, he's trying to be absolutely delicate there. And here we go, trying the DRS straight now. 3 tenths now, Tim. 3 tenths now. Can he try to make the move? No. Needs to do a better exit here on the next few corners here. Oh, he's got a little bit overshot there. Might lose a bit, a few tenths here and there now. He's lost about 2 tenths at that point here, Tim.
He is definitely trying, though. I will say that much. Scope Filter, though, holding him off. Very nice job by Scope Filter to hold off Nitro Gas, especially for this long. And now Nitro Gas is going to try to make a move. He will not get it, though. He was going to try to make a move on the outside of Scope Filter. Not able to do it. Will he be able to do it in this next couple corners? He is so close to him, but Scope Filter gets such better exits than Nitro Gas does, and that is literally making every bit of the difference. If Nitro Gas could get half a good exit as Scope Filter could, he might already be by him.
Oh, he's getting closer and closer here, Tim. He needs to do something here. If he really wants to get second place, he needs to make the moves right here, right now, like the Fat Boy Slimming song here. Can he try and make the move here now? Needs to make the move as quickly as possible. Like he said, I was hoping that he would have tried to make the move as early as possible to try and close in on Mr. Skyc, but now it's a 5-second gap now between Nitro Gas and Mr. Skyc. It's going to be a bit of a push now, because considering the tyre wear, 13 laps from Nitro Gas, 12 laps from the hard tyres from Scope Filter. Now, like I said, they should last the remainder of the race here, but when they're going to kick off, well, it should be optimal now. The tyre wear should be optimal. But I tell you what here, Nitro Gas will be thinking, what do I need to do here, Tim? What do I need to do? I don't know what to do. But he's getting the DRS, he's getting all the DRS straights here, but Scope Filter is just pulling away from the ERS because he's got the better advantage with the ERS modes. But I don't know what to say. What do you agree, Tim?
I absolutely have no idea. I'll be honest, I'm surprised Nitro Gas hasn't already gotten by Scope Filter. Of course, now Scope Filter has put in a decent gap on them, so there's no surprise there. But I just thought that Nitro Gas would have been by him about 2 or 3 laps ago.
Yeah, it just depends. Just depends on what Nitro Gas could do at this next few corners here. Unless he's trying to be safe here and trying to hold on for podium stuff, because at the moment Sheepy's on the McLaren with a 12-second gap here. So Nitro Gas could play it safe or just try and put the pressure on Scope Filter now for second place. But in my mind, I think Scope Filter would be pressuring on that point here. Just see what happens here now. Good evening to Charlie. How you doing, mate? You alright? He says it's hard to follow through the corners that lead into the DRS zones. Yeah, I do agree with that, mate. I do agree. We'll try our hardest to try and make sure we get everything. These drivers trying to get everything to get as close as possible, but you are right there. It's getting difficult to try and get the moves done, especially when the corners of the DRS straights here. But here we go. Okay, Nitro Gas opportunity now for the DRS now. Scope's getting a better exit around all the better corners here for the ERS modes here. But I tell you what, if you like what you've seen so far, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races. Not only we do the Performance League, but we also do the No Assist League on the Monday nights with the legendary, great commentary from Gareth, aka Captain Stiff, and Sab, who's in 6th place at the minute in this Performance League at the moment here. Myself and Tim on the Tuesdays for the Performance League, as we're doing it live and exclusive for you guys here. And also for Wednesday nights, we are the Equal Assist Leagues of F1, F2 and F3. You got the F1 of Tim, who's joined me with the commentary box. You got Energy Dan in for F2 and myself, Malc, for F3. But also we have the Gran Turismo Leagues on the Thursday nights. And also, don't forget to make sure you watch the podcast with Sab and with Captain Stiff for listening to their podcast. Make sure you listen to it, guys. They're absolute legends on that one. But like I said, lap 27.31. Nitro Gas is 1.1 second off the gap now between himself and Scope now. Do you think he's trying to play safe now, Tim, or do you think he should attempt to go for it now?
I think Nitro Gas has used up his tires, and the only thing he has left is ERS. I'm watching him now. I'm watching his ERS. It was in mode 2 for most of this lap. Now it's in mode 3. It was all the way up to a 75% charge. Now it's down to a 63% charge. I think that he knows that is his last chance, and so I think he's trying to save as much ERS as absolutely possible to try to make one final run on him here in the next few laps.
Yeah, might have an opportunity here. Charlie says quickly, following overheats, your tyres here too, which is probably what Nitro is suffering from.
Nitro Gas spins! Nitro Gas spins and he hits the wall. Oh my goodness, that was such a good run for Nitro Gas, and now it is just over. What did I say about his tires, Mal? His tires were absolutely shot. I almost guarantee you that's what happened. Too much tire wear, getting on the throttle way too early, and that just sent him around.
Oh no. Oh no, this, I'll tell you what, Sheepy's going to close in now on Nitro Gas for the podium stuff now. This could compromise quite a bit here. We've got 3 to 4 laps remaining here. 3 to 4 laps remaining. The best thing Nitro Gas can do right now is just ride around and stay out there for as long as possible. Don't block Sheepy if he comes to pass you, but my God, man, if you want a podium, you've got to stay out there. You at least got to try. Yeah, he's going to try as much as possible. He's lost about 4 seconds already, and as you can see, Sheepy's on the prowl here to try and get onto 3rd place. Charlie did say, see too much heat. Yeah, you are deadly right there, Charlie. But this is gutting now for Nitro Gas, because he was trying to close in on scope for much of this race here, and now he might lose out. He loses out on the podium stuff here, Nitro Gas. So, I tell you what, can Nitro Gas pit for the fastest lap here? Would you reckon, if you was in his position here, would you go for it or not? Would you go for the pits, or would you stay out as much as possible? Because there's a 9-second gap now between yourself and Luke Bailey, with 2 to 3 laps remaining.
If I'm in a points battle, I would just stay out as long as possible, because if I pit right now, I'd be all the way back in 7th position, 6th or 7th, and, well, it doesn't matter now. Nitro Gas is, in fact, pulling into the pits. He's not going to stay out, pulling into the pits, so it looks like he's going to try to fit another set of the hard tires. Is that what I'm seeing? No, it's the soft tires. The soft tires are going on, I do believe, as well as a new front wing, and Nitro Gas is going to go out there now, maybe try to set the fastest lap.
He'll try and set the fastest lap of the race here, but might have a charge to close in on Sab here for 5th place if he tries to go for it here. But that is just absolute gutting there for Nitro Gas, because he did a brilliant, don't get me wrong, Tim, he did a brilliant race tonight here to try and close in on Scopefielder for 2nd place. But as Charlie said in the chat here, the overheats on the tyres, which will cause so much controversy, catastrophic stuff here, and that's what's happened with Nitro Gas here. Hopefully he'll bounce back here, Nitro Gas, to try and charge, to try and move himself back up to like 5th at least. He's got 3 laps remaining to try and close in on Sab, and possibility maybe Luke Bailey, but I reckon his best bet will be 5th place if he can try and charge at the moment here, Tim.
Yeah, that would definitely be his best bet, is maybe a 5th place, but that is still a 9-second gap. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that at all. Meanwhile, we've got Sheepy83, who is comfortably in the 3rd position. All he has to do is hang on for another 2 laps. Mr. Sky Z, of course, out in 1st of the Singapore Grand Prix, as he has been for most of this race. He is putting on a dominating performance here, and all he's going to have to do is complete another lap and a half, and he will have this win. Scopefielder in the 2nd position, following behind him, but not closely behind him. That is 4.4 seconds separating both of those cars. Sheepy, of course, 14 seconds behind Scopefielder, with Luke Bailey 10 seconds behind Sheepy. Sab, who is more than likely going to have to be my driver of the day. I mean, just look at those positions gained. He has gained 7 positions. Sab, 5th place right now. That is a really good run.
That is a brilliant drive there from Sab, don't get me wrong. So he'll be one to watch. To see what happens there. Spud has said, hope the top 2 like the Williams for the rest of the season. That's what Spud is saying to Mr. Sky Scopefielder after this race for the no Toro Rossos for the remainder of it now. But can I'd like to see if Nigel Gash can try and close in on Sab on the next 2 more laps here, which could happen here if he can try and knock off 2 seconds per lap here to stand any chance to try and make the move or get closer to Sab as quickly as possible. But I'll have a look at the position changes here. As you rightly said, Tim, you have Sab in 5th, but Luke Bailey as well, moving up to 4th place from 9th place as well. So he's done a good job as well. So Luke Bailey, Sab, boy, I've done a brilliant job here to try and do everything they can on here. We're on the final lap. We're on the final lap of this race here. Can we see any more shocks along the way? Or we're just going to see, what you see is what you're going to get. But Nigel Gash is going to try and go for that fastest lap, which I don't blame him, to be fair. I'm just going to watch it from his point of view, because he's 3.3 seconds off Sab in 5th place. So anything can happen here. He's going to try and go as much as possible here, Nigel Gash. But like I said, I really hope, well, Sab's 10 laps on the medium tyres. The medium tyres should last up to 18 laps, 17 to 18 laps. And Nigel Gash, Tim, has got the fastest lap of the race with 1:39.185 seconds. Brilliant lap there from Nigel Gash. So he will get the fastest lap point on there, Tim.
Yes, he will, and I'm sure that he would hand that over in a minute if he could have that 3rd position fighting for 2nd back. But unfortunately, that is something you just cannot redo. Meanwhile, we are watching Mr. Sky Z as this final lap winds down slowly but surely. He is 4.8 seconds now ahead of his teammate of Scope Filter.
Oh,
And Mr. Sky Z just trying to go and win this race. What's going on, Malc?
Nigel Gash is closing in on Sab on the last lap here for 5th place. Nigel Gash is on the fresh soft tyres. Sab is on 11 laps of the medium tyres. Coming up to, which is turn 11. Oh my days! Coming up to passing turn 12 now. Then coming up to, which is turn 13 now.
Meanwhile, Mr. Sky Z crosses the line in first, the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix. Carry it on now.
Yeah, congratulations to Mr. Sky Z for winning the Singapore Grand Prix. Scopefield finishing in 2nd place here. Sheepy would finish in 3rd place at the moment here, but still watching this battle between Nigel Gash and Sab on the fanatic finale of the Singapore Grand Prix here. Can we see any more shocks along the way? Sab's doing everything he can. No, don't do this to me! No, 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 no! Oh my days!
Side by side and wheel to wheel is Nitro Gash and the Haas machine of Sab.
Oh my days! Oh
Whoa.
my days! Oh, fair
That
play.
was just amazing. I am absolutely speechless, but now Nitro Gash is moving over to let him by. Sab is going to get the 5th position here.
Oh yeah, Sab has finished in 5th place. Nigel Gash finishes in 5th place. Sab drops down to 6th. But yeah, well done to Mr. Sky C, Scopefielder, and to Sheepy in the top 3. So we're going to bring them in for the join them in the commentators box for their interviews of the race here tonight. But like I said, it's an absolute belter of a race here tonight. If you've got any questions for the guys here, we'll try and do as minimal as possible here, but we usually do about the 3 questions as normal here. But can't wait for it tonight, because I like to see what if Mr. Sky C, Mr. Sky C, Scope, and then Sheepy for their thoughts of the race tonight. Here are your race classification for Singapore Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. You got Mr. Sky C in 1st, Scopefielder in 2nd, Sheepy in 3rd, Luke Bailey in 4th, Nigel Gash is in 5th, Sab is in 6th, Sir Spud, Ferocioustan, F1 Mr. P, TB, Zimon, TL44S and Dre Gia have all had DNFs or out of the cars during this race. I will try and get the standings and the warnings for the stewards in case they need to have a look on that one. But I will invite Mr. Sky C, Scope and Sheepy for their thoughts of the race here tonight. But brilliant stuff there, Tim. Do you agree?
Absolutely brilliant stuff, Malc. That was, I'm glad I didn't miss it. Like I said, I wasn't going to miss Singapore regardless. So that was an absolutely amazing race, and congratulations to Mr. Sky Z for that 1st place, and Scopefielder to 2nd, and of course Sheepy to 3rd. And just congratulations and good job to each and every one of the drivers. Obviously with the DNF, some of the drivers not having the race that they wanted, but there's always another race. And good job to each and every one of them.
Absolutely stuff. But I will mention to the guys here joining in the commentators box. So I'm not sure if Sheepy has got a mic, but hopefully he could have it just for a one-off special here to try and see if he can join us for his thoughts of the race tonight. I'd like to hear his thoughts, actually, to be fair, what he's thought of at the race at the Singapore Grand Prix. But hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later. But we're just waiting for the guys to join in for the commentators box. So the scope fielder has just joined in, and we're just waiting for Mr. Skycy and possibly Sheepy as well. But if Sheepy cannot make it, but we'll have to carry on with Mr. Skycy and scope fielder for their thoughts of the race tonight. But before we carry on, guys, if you just join in, make sure you got your loud voices to be shared. If you're not sure how to do that, please go to the party settings and make sure your loud voices to be shared is always allowed. So we're waiting for the guys to get themselves prepped up. I will be asking them the 3 usual questions to try and keep it short and sweet, and to see what happens next. So we're just waiting for to see if Mr. Scorsese and Scope are ready and all set. Are you okay, guys?
Yeah. Already.
Okay. We'll just, if Sheepy does join in, I'll mention it to him later on, but I think he had to shoot off straight away. But good evening to Mr. Scorsese. How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, pretty bored by the behavior of some people in the chat, but yeah, it was a very controlled race.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We're going to do about 3 questions normally. We'll just hear your thoughts of the race, and then we'll talk about the next race after that. But tell us about your thoughts of the race tonight, Mr. Scorsese.
Well, the plan was simple, win, because Wave and Joss wasn't there, so it was very good for the constructors and for the championship for me. So I had to win every single point. So I did a lot of practice before the race. So I did pole, which was a bit surprising because my lap wasn't that good. I lost 6/10 during the lap compared to my best lap on medium. But anyway, and the race was very controlled by Scop and me. Scop was always behind me, protecting me from Simon and then Nitro Gash. So it was very a team race rather than my performance. I think he was quicker than me some points. But yeah, I'm very happy to win this. I hope nothing will happen to the race because it was doable, like in China. It was, no big spike of lag and just Mr. P screaming and crying all over the chat was annoying to just have the notification of the race.
We'll have to keep that a bit down and stuff. We got the chat stuff.
I'm not aggressive also, just
no.
It was annoying. I mean, we are in Singapore, so it's a street circuit, and we've 1 hour to race, and every 2 seconds you have that notification in your screen. It was, not the best, but it's okay.
Yeah, I understand, Mr. Scorsese, and we'll try and get that sorted as soon as possible. But if we can try and minimise...
I can speak with Pod and Greg. I'm not admin, but co-admin with Pod, so maybe we can talk about it. So yeah, it wasn't the best race in terms of connection, but nothing very special. Maybe Scop has the same opinion as me, I don't know, but what about you from the stream? Was it very laggy?
I will mention about that afterwards, mate, but during the stream I can't say much on that one anyway. But
right.
But like I said, good, well done on your win tonight, Mr. Scorsese. That was a brilliant race. Two questions for you normally for the performance league.
Right.
So 2 races left. Next one is Canada. So what are your thoughts of Canada and what are your expectations of Canada for next week?
Well, it's always a great track to race. A lot of overtaking points and a lot of good strategy to do. So yeah, it's always a very nice track. I can't wait to be next week. So yeah, I believe I will be in the Williams, but still, it's a very nice track. Just keep it alive, and you can score points. So yeah, I love this track.
Fair dues, mate. I wish you all the very best of luck next week, and
Thanks,
also for the remainder of the 2 races. Well, you know what I mean, the remainder of the races remaining of the Invictus Racing League Performance League. So well done for tonight, Mr. Sky. So you did a belt of a race tonight, and hopefully we'll get that confirmed with the constructors for you guys. So 1 step ahead. I'm not sure that's confirmed yet, but we'll try to get that sorted for you. All right, we'll sort that.
I think no, but yeah.
All right, mate. Well, congratulations for tonight, mate. Well done. Scope, how you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good, thank you.
All good in the hood, right? Tell us about your thoughts of the race tonight.
I mean, the target was to finish second behind Skyzy. I want to help him win the driver championship, and then also win the constructors. So I think I managed that pretty well. I got a bit of pressure from Nitrogash.
Yeah.
He was really quick, so he was a lot quicker than me, but I managed to hold him off, and then I think he crashed towards the end. So it was a good race for me. Second is the best I could get when Skyzy is winning, because I'm not gonna challenge him for the win when he got the championship to win. So yeah. Good race.
Yeah, you did well, to be fair, Scope. You did well to get holding on for second, and especially with the pressure from Nitrogash, you did a brilliant job there tonight. But yeah, you said you holding on for second, and you just did that with ease. Did you? One more question for you, actually. Did you feel like you lost second place during the pressure from Nitrogash at any point during that race?
I mean, he overtook me at the first stint, and then I got the position back when he pitted. I think he lost a wing during the first stint, so got the position back there. And then he was a lot quicker, so I thought he would manage to overtake me, but I had a good strategy to defend, just using all power at the first straight. So yeah, it worked out in the end.
Fair dues, mate, fair dues. Well, like I say, well done for second place tonight, Scope. You did a brilliant job there, and I think that might have just confirmed at least one hand of the constructors for you guys here. So well done for that, Scope. You did a brilliant job for holding on for second, especially with the pressure from Nitrogash as well. Just before he missed out on that, I think he lost it on one of the corners there. But you did well to sustain the pressure, if that's the right word to say it, but keep that pressure going. And well done for tonight. 2 questions for you tonight. Last ones. Canada. What are your thoughts of Canada? What are your expectations for next week, mate?
I like Canada. I think it's a good track for me. I'll probably be in the Williams too with Skyzy, so it's not going to be easy, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. I think top 5 should be possible.
Top 5.
So
Ooh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for Mr. Skyzy and Schofield battle during that battle. Let's see, we have a proper ding-dong battle. If it depends on the constructors and drivers deciding on that one. We'll have to wait and see at Canada. But Scope...
Well, I can win the next race, the championship, because I have now 25 points lead, I believe, on Wave, and there are only 30 points left, so I can win the drivers next week.
Fair dues, mate. It could happen on that one. But like I say, well done for Scopefielder for getting second place tonight. Sorry, I didn't mean to say winning, but got second place tonight at the Singapore Grand Prix. So fantastic stuff there. I don't believe Sheepy has got into the commentators box, and I'm sure he would have been absolutely delighted to get the podium stuff, especially when he had that little bit of a battle with Nitrogash during that battle there. But I'm sure Sheepy would be absolutely delighted to get a podium stuff tonight, and I wish him all the very best. Same with Scope and Mr. Scope. I wish them all the very best of luck in the remainder of the races.
Same for you.
It's all right, mate. Thank you very much, and Tim as well. Tim's done a brilliant job as always with the commentary stuff as well. But I will have to stop the stream now. There'll be no usual last minute stuff, but we'll have to stop the stream now. So, and I'd like to thank all the people that are watching in the stream. I'd like to thank everyone that was watching the stream. Thank you to the guys that was in the commentators box for their interviews. Thank you to Tim, as always, absolutely legendary from the American commentator. Absolutely legendary, mate. Absolutely legendary. And I wish everyone good luck for the remainder of the 2 races. I think Mr. Skyc would and Schofield could have the opportunity to try and get their the championship sorted within the next either Canada or Germany, the finale race. But like I said, always remember, always remember, stay classy. See you later, guys. Take care of yourselves. Me and Tim will be there live and exclusive for the Canadian Grand Prix next week for the Performance League. Cheers for that, guys. Cheers for that, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.